Okay. So now I see that many of you have joined the session. So I think this is the time we can start. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to another meaningful session on the Cambridge Teachers of Tomorrow platform. So let me begin with a thought we can all relate to, and that is the word stress. Because stress is universal. Whether you are a teacher balancing lesson plans, or you're a parent, or you're going for a parent meeting, or a professional chasing deadlines, or even a student facing exams, stress finds its way into our lives. And I'm sure you'll agree with me. So the truth is, stress is inevitable, but burnout is not. So, what matters is not whether we have stress, but but how we manage it, and that is something which we must learn. So as Hans Salve, the pioneer of stress research, once said, and he said that it is not stress that kills us, it is our reaction to it. So when managed well, stress can become a source of growth, resilience, and clarity. But left unchecked, it drains out our energy, clouds our focus, and steals the joy from the work we love. So that is why today's session, that is teacher wellness, managing stress and preventing burnout, is so very important. And definitely, I'm sure all the teachers again will agree with me that our classrooms can only thrive when the people leading them are supported, balanced, and given that happiness. So today we will explore some practical ways to transform stress into strength and ensure that educators and everybody, in fact, and indeed all of us, I would say, sustain both our energy and passion. And guiding us through this essential conversation, we are going to have it today. We have invited Miss Manisha Mukundan. So let me share something about her. So Miss Manisha is a distinguished soft skill and image coach. And in fact, I must say that she is not just a coach, she is a calm maker, calm. So a trained Iyengar yoga expert, and she knows how to turn stress into strength, one mindful breath at a time. So today, definitely she has some exercise in store for us. Let's see. So her expertise also extends to the global stage, where she prepares contestants of national and international beauty pageants in posture, style, and confidence. So she holds a postgraduate degree in horticulture, and she's also a B.Ed, and she is an international certification from ICBI as a personal stylist, image consultant, and soft skill trainer. So, with over 7 years of experience as a fashion groomer and pose trainer, she has also helped many individuals refine their presence and composure. So, what truly sets Manisha apart is her unique gift for translating complex wellness concepts into very, very simple 1 minute micro practices, practical routines that everyone can use to reset, recharge, and realign in the middle of their hectic day also. So it is my privilege to welcome you, Ms. Manisha Mukundan, to this session. So let us now hear from her how we can take charge of our well-being and prevent burnout in our daily lives. So over to you. But before I just, offer the stage to you, I just want to make one request that all the participants, please post your questions in the chat box. We will take it towards the end of the session. Yeah, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tripti, for such an incredibly warm welcome. And thank you for having me on board. It is a pure pleasure. And I'm so privileged to be here today sharing this screen with this incredibly professional educators across the world who is shaping the future learner of today in a very complex situation. And I think this topic, there's no other topic that could have been as relevant as it is now today to create awareness on the well-being of the teaching community. So just give me a moment to share my screen.
Sure.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, uh, This topic is a burning topic, and I think it is one of the most important module that can be included in the teacher's training process, a part of the training framework. And this is the need of the hour. I won't go much into details of it because I guess you already said a lot about stress. I will quickly just switch to the next slide. I think it's going to take a few moments for the entire slide to upload on the screen. Just wait for a moment.
Sure.
Yes. So now, to become totally invested and totally committed as an educator, we need to see the overall holistic well-being of a educator, the person. It has to be personal, it can be professional, and it can be social, because if you are happy in the personal front, it is going to boost your energy and you are going to be able to endure difficult situation with much more elan and grace. And if you are professionally looked after, if you are motivated, your needs have been taken care of, then you emerge out to be a person who is going to be taking the initiative in practicing innovative techniques. You can also become more confident changing the work culture of your organization. You can be a revolutionary. I have to stress on this point because this is the confidence that gives if you are professionally sound. And the social well-being, social connection with the society also gives you that boost to deal with stress. It gives you happiness. And if you see the today's scenario, education is a very, very demanding field, and our teachers wear many hats, many roles, often even without changing the seat. You are the counselor, you are the mentor, you are the cheerleader, you are the inspirational figure, the role model, and you are the coach, you are the nurse, you are the nurse nurturer. Means so many roles you fit into one individual. This is humongous, the amount of role you play. So, as you switch through different roles, as you now navigate through complex situations, there is definitely going to be wear and tear. As Dr. Tripti has well mentioned, this is the epidemic the whole world is facing today, the stress. And it is inevitable. Nobody can avoid it. What we can do is know how to manage it, how to stay balanced even when we are attacked by stress from all sides, how to remain sane. And that is what I will be talking about today. So, to take the entire training ahead, I want you to focus on this point here, this stress 25 hours. So, is it contradictory? We have only 24 hours in a day, and I am writing over here the de-stress 25 hours. And how is that possible? Is there anybody who can share his or her thought on the chat box? And in the next line, I also write that stress and time management. Do you think it is related? It is actually very much related. If you are stressed, you will not be able to use your time well. And if you are not using your time well, if you're not managing your time well, you will be in stress. And that's a sure shot. There is no alternative to do it. So now, I want you to understand a few things about stress. There is something called as, maybe I will avoid writing it here because maybe I'm waiting for you to uh, share your thoughts about these stress 25 hours. So I will not write it. I want you to listen to a few words that I'm going to spell out. Distress, DISTRESS. What does it mean? Anybody would like to, again, share her view or his view in the comment box? And what is eustress? Eustress. Okay, I'm seeing certain, yeah, sadness, distress, relief stress, anxiety. Eustress is good stress, it's very well. It's positive stress. Absolutely, absolutely. Anxiety is distress. Yes, I'm just reading your mind and yes, workload, all circumstances, feeling upset, all of a sudden, circumstances can make you distressed. Release mental tension, distress is. Yes, so lovely to see so many of you participating, and it definitely encouraged me to share more. Thank you. Keep up your participation. And yes, you are so right. So, if you put up a scale, a gradient, distress will be coming somewhere in the upper end. In between is the stress, and the lower will be the eustress. Eustress is that positive pull, positive resistance against something. See, when I want to say stress, let me give a little definition, not exactly a definition, but my understanding about stress. What is stress now? Stress is nothing but the reaction to the pressure that you are exposed to because of some very demanding situation, or it may not be even very demanding, but for you, even that can create reaction. This is a reaction to pressure. More the pressure, the more will be the stress. So we have a tendency to resist. We have a tendency to resist any changes that happens around us, and that tendency of resistance creates stress. So, as Dr. Tripti very rightfully said, everybody suffers from stress. It is inevitable, nobody can avoid it. Even a child can feel stress. And to add on, even a pet can feel stressed. This is a new phenomenon happening where even pet dogs are being stressed. They are being treated for feeling stress because they are being passed on they are being passed on from their owners to these pets. So this is how common stress it is. But at the same time, when stress is so common, not all stresses are bad. Now, let's give an example of eustress. So when you are, suppose I am today taking this particular assignment of coming before you and presenting this seminar. So there is definitely some amount of stress. Suppose you get a chance to showcase your present your school about a particular process that is educational tool that you are using, and you are getting very good result, and you want to share it with your world educational forum, and it is a great opportunity, isn't it? You are going to represent your school. You are going to be working towards uh, passing on the message through which many can be benefited. But at the same time, there is some amount of stress because you are doing this along with doing other regular responsibilities, your other regular job roles. So this stress will not break you if you don't allow it to be. You accepted it because you felt you were able to handle it. You are capable of presenting your school in the global forum, and you accepted it and you went ahead with it. And that is why that stress will have the capacity to pull you through and take you on a path of a different journey. You will find a new version of yourself in the process. But at the same time, when even same stress, let me move to the other slide. Yeah. So I somehow was so carried away in the whole process of sharing the informations. So I forgot to switch into this slide. So this stress can be good, bad, or ugly. So now I gave you the example of a good stress. The same stress can become ugly to you if you are not expert, or you haven't developed the necessary resistance or resilience to manage it. So, a stress can be good if it helps you to grow. A stress can be bad if it disorients you, pulls you away from your center of gravity and help make you uh, behave uh, differently. And it can be ugly when you are diagnosed with clinically proven stress related symptom. Can be depression, it can be diabetes, it can be anything. So, the same stress, depending on how an individual takes it, can be good, can be bad, and can be ugly. So, this is very interesting. So, what does it show? It shows that stress alone cannot kill you, it alone cannot make you suffer. It is you who can let it happen to you. So if you develop the necessary skill, then you can come out of it. For that, we need more awareness about stress. Let's move on to the next sign. Okay, let me narrate a little story. And in the process, I would also want you to, I'll give a 30-second break, as not break, activity for your self-reflection. Um, Very recently, okay, this is not a recent happening. This is when I just started my career as a trainer, and I was very new to the field, and I would be at least be present in the venue maybe more than half an hour, at least 40 minutes before time. So in one of such incident, what happened, instead of reaching before time, I reached pretty late. It was just 15 minutes for the session to go. I just reached, and to my horror, I realized my device was not compatible with the device of that particular place was offering. And I was super tense because that was very new to me. I did not know what to do. My heart was beating faster. I was going numb. My cheek was burning hot. And one of the contestants who came early as well, she came to me, ma'am, is everything all right? I tried my level best to mask my emotion, mask my energies, nervous energy, but somehow it got revealed. She could find out that I am nervous. So I was pressing my lips when she came to me. I was not being able to concentrate on what she was saying, and I was not involved with the conversation. I was fidgeting. So these are the signs that gave away that there is something happening. I'm not well. Something is wrong with this person. So I think same thing happens with us on a daily basis, just that we don't pay much attention. So now recognizing these stress signs are so very important. So now when I talk about the physical sign, what was my physical sign here? Was my heart palpitating? I was feeling numb in my stomach. Mentally, I was not being able to focus to what she was saying because I was overthinking what will happen if nothing works because everything was in the PPT. Mentally, because I was all thinking wrong. Emotionally, because it showed me that I was not in the perfect stage and she could just make it out. So now I would want you to just visualize a recent incident when you really got stressed. Just imagine you are in CCTV camera, and there is something also, some device also went into your brain space to spot the minute little change that you are suffering or you are experiencing at that point of time. So what comes to you? How can you see yourself? Can you do an honest examination of your state? Where does it come? Where can you attribute your signs to? Physical, mental, emotional? You're most welcome to write it down in the comment box. I would love to read your thoughts on this. I give you 30 seconds. Oh, Nazlin says mental, Sujata says emotional, Archana said headache. This is going really fast. Sweating, nauseous, low confidence, angry, anxiety, mental, physical, both. Angry, anxiety, it is an emotion. It is an emotional sign. Heartbeat, fatigue, these are all physical sign, mental sign. Anxiety, mental, disruption, scared. This is an emotion. It's a fear. It's impacting you in the emotional field, irritation, mental field, heartbeat, no sleep. These are all physical symptoms. No sleep, eating too much, eating too less, all of that. Suffocation, yeah, you feel suffocated, claustrophobic, restlessness, headache. See, so beautiful. Thank you so much for writing your thoughts down. Palpitation, mind goes blank. Speaking very fast. Yes, absolutely. When we get stressed, our tone changes. We speak fast. Sometimes we stammer, losing balance, forgetting words. Yeah, loss of memory. This will all come. Yes, thank you so much for your responses. Um, you said it all. We all have experienced it. We all know this. That these are the signs that our body experiences when we are stressed. But when to stop? Where to use it as a use threat? When to stop? When to really, sit down and do something about it to understand that it is not healthy? Where is the limit? Let's learn that from the next slide. So, this is the favorite part of my body. This is a cross section of a brain. We need to understand whatever had happened, anxiety, heartbeat, palpitation, you going faster, mind racing faster, mental fogginess. Why? What happened there? We need to understand. We are modern people with a very means reasoning mind. We need to know why is it happening. So, to quell your hunger, maybe to know about things. So I have put up this slide to let you know that we have two kind of brain. One is the mammalian brain, the one that this part is the mammalian brain, the human brain, and this part is the reptilian brain. This is a primitive brain which has been with us since the time of evolution. So now, what is about what's so special about this particular part of our brain is this. This is connected to autonomous nervous system. What is this autonomous nervous system is responsible for? It is responsible for all the activities which is autonomous, which you have no control over. Your heartbeat, your movement in the intestinal wall, the balance, and your temperature regulation. All of this is controlled by this particular um, organ of the body. So now the thing is that whenever you are in stress, just imagine you are being chased by a dog, and you have no other way but to run. So what happens first? The moment your perceptory organs, your eyes, ears, or sense organs receives the threat, immediately it sends it to the brain. The brain immediately sends, make the heart palpitate more, beat more, and sending all the blood to the extremities, to your legs, to your hands for fighting, to your legs for running. Fight or flight situation or freeze situation. What happens? Whenever that thing happens, whenever this particular emergency happens, the entire chemistry of your body changes. Your body chemistry, body releases chemical like cortisol, adrenaline, to make you prepare you for this particular fight and flight situation. Now, the thing is that the good news is that our brain and our body can handle some amount of this intense stress, but it is absolutely useless in handling pressure, which is prolonged for a longer time. So even it is a small amount of stress, and if it is prolonging for a long amount of time, it's going to show or manifest and express in your physical body, in your mental body, in your emotional body, which you all have experienced. I know it because you all wrote it down in your comment section. Now let's move on to the next part. I want you to show a very beautiful story. Uh, Let me share this beautiful video. Just a moment.
If
Yes.
you throw a frog into boiling water, it jumps out immediately. It knows it's in danger and it saves its life. What the heck, bro? Did you just try to kill me? But if you put it in warm water and slowly turn up the heat, oh, spa day, and a bit more heat. Okay, who turned the sauna on? And a bit more heat. This is trying to kill me. The frog dies. Not because it couldn't jump, but because it didn't notice in time. Let this be a lesson in life. Sometimes danger doesn't hit.
Was it audible? Could you see this? Just give me a thumbs up. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. So now, what does it say? Stress for some time, it's okay. But if you leave it unnoticed, unrecognized, unattended, that's when the real problem starts. Like the frog, it was not that the frog was not unable to come out of that boiling water, it was in that zone of comfort. It just was unaware that something like very, dreadful is happening. The same way, if you don't recognize what your body is saying, if you don't understand the signs, then definitely we might call for something very, very critical. I'm sure you must have heard many people, young people, dying out of cardiac arrest, and most of it because of the lifestyle stress and wrong exercises, which was not meant for them. Since this awareness is not there, that is why all the mishaps is happening. So how do we avoid that? Let me go back to my slides again. So this is going to take a little time for the entire slides to come download. Yeah. So now this impact of stress, how you should know the signs. In cognitive, many of you said memory loss, not being able to think properly, think clearly, not being able to judge properly. You are getting irrational. These are the cognitive signs. Emotionally, as we know, irritation, anger, short temper, not being able to handle pressure, even bursting out with the slightest of pressure, and removing yourself from the people you love, or isolating yourself, feeling lonely. These are behavioral change. Getting angry for smallest of the reason. These are a behavioral change, and a physical change is, as you know, palpitation of the heart, skin diseases like acne, and diarrhea, pains. Lot of means I'm also a yoga instructor, so in my class, lot of people come because they are having severe pain in their backs. They are having severe pain in their neck and in the hip area. These are nothing but when the stress is being, you are exposed to stress for a prolonged period of time, it gets crystallized, it gets layered up in your cellular tissues, deep tissues, and that later on take the expression of some physical pain. So there are many more. Actually, stress is not an illness. Stress doesn't, but it is not same as illness, but it definitely cause the illness. 80% of the diseases that we face today is all the sources one can attribute to stress. Consider it high BP, cardiac arrest, diabetes, you name it. There are a lot of these diseases which is there because of stress. Now, the good point is how do we tackle it? That is the most important part of the uh, webinar. So we need to have certain skills. I am giving a soft skill, a skill that you can attempt from outside. This is Wheel of Life. It's a great personal guide to self-love. So, what does it do? What is the purpose? If you see, a human being is multidimensional. You will not ever be happy if you are just doing great in finance and your personality growth is zero and your health is not good, your social life is really compromised, there is no spiritual background, your career is like not thriving. Only if you have finance, that will not make you happy and complete. Even if you consider any of this field, this is a beautiful tool, a profoundly beneficial tool for you to have a self check. You can go into reflectory mode with this particular tool, where you can just check out what is the balance of you in these different areas of your life. Are you only a person who is you claim who you to be? Like, if I have to explain myself, am I only a trainer? I have so many different facets lying within me to get explored. That's why they say you are a work in progress. So if you don't give yourself the chance to work on yourself, then definitely there will be no contentment. And as an educator, I think it's very important for you to be a very happy and contented person, because you will bring that energy to the classroom. So now for this particular activity, what you need to do, you can do it at home. I'm just going to explain it to you. You need to even add on more things. You need to create your own wheel of life. This particular presentation, this particular wheel of life, I took it from Google. You can also search it and you can find something that is relevant to you. You can download, or you can just use it for your own introspection. So basically, what you need to do is this: you need to set aside at least half an hour of time. You find out a day when you are ready to work on yourself. You find out half an hour for yourself and you start reflecting upon every area, every facets of your life, your personal growth, your health, your family life, your recreational habit, and ask yourself this genuine question. Suppose I'm taking health. Am I happy? Am I healthy? Is my health supporting my goals in the other aspect of my life? And grade yourself honestly. You all are so good in grading, right? I want you to be very honest in grading yourself, like personal growth. Are you happy with the way you are becoming? Are you happy with your personality? Are you happy with all the goals that you have? Ask yourself these few questions. And then thereafter, you just grade yourself, you mark yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. If you feel that you are above 5 or 6, then you are in a good space. You still need a little introspection to find out what is going to make you happy, what are the folds within you that you want to unexplore, unearth, that you need to find out. But if it is below 5, then you definitely need a serious revision of what's happening in your life. If it is 8 and 9, you are good to go. You can still add on, because life is all about learning and keep learning and keep growing. And if you are below 5, you definitely need to sit down, set aside your time, do a self-reflection, and set a goal. What you want to do with all these different areas of your life. So this is how this wheel of life you can use. Had it been a little longer session, maybe I would have walked you through it. We'd have participated in this activity. But now I have something very interesting for you planned up. I hope I'll be able to do it. So I'm switching to the next slide. So cultivating resilience and setting boundaries. So how do we do that? So what simple philosophy that I follow? Your day comes as fresh as a clean slate, nothing written on it. It's very fluid. There is nothing on it. So it is your duty. You welcome the day. It is your duty to give it a structure. How do you give it a structure? You Mark every minute, every hour of the day. Assign some task to every day. Set a routine for yourself and have a completely clear vision of how the day is going to look like. I haven't said anything new, but the thing is that I'm seeing it from my personal experiences that when you set aside some time early in the morning, the moment you are up within 3 to 4 minutes of it, that is a beautiful time. I'm going to say this is a very precious time. Why it is a precious time? I'm going to tell you that in the next slide. So, in that time, if you can have a clear vision of what you want, if you can journal your goals and to do list before you go off to bed, and by the morning when you get up, you have a clear visualization of what you are going to do, what the day is going to look like, you will glide through it with satisfaction and happiness. At the same time, whenever you are setting any goals, also keep some open space for changes. Because if you become too rigid, then it may become the cause of stress. Suppose I wanted to get up at 7:30 or 6:30 and I wanted to do something. And because of some circumstances, I could not do it. So if I'm too invested on that goal, if I'm not ready, I'm totally rigid, that will cause stress. So be flexible. Whatever your goal is, set the goal such a way that you are being able to accommodate into and it has to be realistic. You cannot say that I am going to go for deadlift of 100 kg in 1 week. That is impossible. So that is not a realistic goal. So your goal has to be realistic. In fact, there can be a beautiful session on goal setting and a smart decision making. So this today I'm just touching upon it. Now next, many a time we are under stress because we don't know how to say no to commitments. It's not that we want to say yes to everything, we want to do it. Many a time we don't know how to say no, and that is with I think 90% of the world population. We don't know how to say no, and that is also a big reason of we falling under stress. Schedule me time. It is so important to have some time set aside for yourself. Many times we feel super guilty, we feel selfish that I'm setting aside my time for me, doing things that I love to do. But can you fill a cup from an empty jar? You cannot fill a cup when you run on empty. So it is very important to schedule your me time. Then again, certain things, tools that I have given, we can just go through it. Like for teaching your grade papers for one class, like what happened when you switch work very fast, your brain, entire biochemistry of the brain changes. When you are ready for one task, complete it and then move to the next if possible. Because though multitasking is being glorified, but it is detrimental for brain health over a long period of time. Set boundaries. Of course, you need to set boundaries. You have to say no to certain things after a set time. Prioritize self-care. Self-care include mindful movement, your sleep and hobbies. Let me tell you, when you are not sleeping enough, you are not productive. And that productiveness brings me back to the place that when de-stress 25 hours, remember the question I asked when I just started the session? The de-stress 25 hours means when you are not in a stress condition, your productivity is equivalent to 25 hours of work. And when you are stressed, your productivity may be 0 hours of work. So it is related to productivity. So if you want to be more productive, it is your duty to take all these small little cues to help you make stress free. Plan your week on Sunday, block the time for both work and the rest, which is very, very important. You should rest also, not should be always doing your work. Now let's come to the tools, and which is my favorite, mind, body, and breath connection. So here I am going to say a lot of interesting thing. Let's move to the next slide. This is all about brain again. I think brain is my favorite, and I'm sure by the end of the session, you might also fall in love with your brain. So here you see there are some waves coming out of our brain. So if you see when our brain, it is a melting pot of biochemistry. Lot of chemicals are forming every moment. So now when I want to say that when my mind is very active, so my mind is actually producing electrical charges which is capable of causing a micro thunderstorm every minute. That is the kind of activity which is happening inside our body. And only 2% of our body weight taking almost 20% of our blood. Every day 1000 blood is being guzzled by our brain. That is an just average normal, but when you are stressed it is much much more. So the way you think, that the person that you are, your mind, your breath, your body, it is all interconnected, and you need to understand this. And you see the signs, but maybe many a times we don't understand the interconnectedness. Now let me come back to the frequencies that has been shown. Brain actually emits 4 different kind of frequency. Right now when I am engaged in talking, you are engaged in listening, my brain is having a very sharp frequency. It's called beta. So when you are in beta frequency, your logical mind, emotional mind, especially logical mind, is constantly working. So now in that space, it's definitely using a lot of your energy. So you definitely will feel tired. How do you switch to the other side, that there are more energy, which are more relaxed energy, like alpha energy? Before sleeping you enter into alpha zone. There is also gamma, there is also delta. So how to access into that relaxed state of your brain? Because when your brain is relaxed, your mind will be relaxed. Breath also has lot of connection. So quickly moving into the next side, you can also positive affirmation to keep your mind happy, positive self-talk, be aware of your emotions, start observing, know what is inside, going deep within inside, and whatever it is. When you listen to your thoughts, you will be ashamed maybe sometime. What am I thinking? But accept yourself nonetheless. Now, again, positive daily habits like getting up early in the morning, exposing yourself to sun. When you are exposing yourself to sun, make sure that you are exposing your chest area and also your navel area, because and the forehead area. Cover your head, because there is something called a circadian rhythm. The moment you expose yourself to sun, you switch on some button. It is a bio button. You are a very sophisticated machine created by something higher, and we have no knowledge what we are. Now, switch as changing to this. What happens when you get into this mindful habit? It helps you to align your energies, your mindful activities, like you are sipping a cup of tea. Just look at the boiling water. You are inhaling. Look at your breath. Feel the breath. Yoga asana. There is no myth. There is. It's very. Everybody knows that yoga asana can calm your mind. It brings the connection to body and mind. So now there are many tools: pranayama, breath work, yoga nidra, brain detox. But now I want you to give something which you should be experiencing. If you are all with me, I want you to sit straight on the chair where you are sitting, because no point talking if unless and until you experience. Our breath has great capacity to calm the nervous system, that reptilian brain that causes fright and flight. I want you all to listen to me, to my instruction, and sit straight on a chair, on a bed, wherever you are. So sit straight, take your shoulder up, back and down. Keep your chest open, close your eyes, and relax your facial muscles. Relax your entire head. Let it become softer like a jelly. Let the forehead skin of your body move down. Let it cover your eyes. Soften up the creases of your outer eyes. Soften up your facial muscles. Let the facial muscles move down towards the jaw, jaw moving down towards the ears, relaxing you totally. Soften up the grip of the eye muscle around the eyes. Let the eyes fall down with exhalation. Let it move down towards the chin. As you experience a bit of relaxation, I would want you to open, I would want you to also relax your neck, shoulder, your chest, back, your abdomen, your hip, thighs relaxed. Can you please bring your attention to the spinal cord? They say your spine is the universe, axis of your universe. Let's move into your world. Keep your attention in the base of the spine. Inhale from the base of the spine. Imagine there is a small little hole and you're inhaling from there till the throat pit and exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. As you exhale, let the breath pull out all the tension, all the confusion, all the negative thought patterns that you have in your body. Allow your body to be soft with every exhalation. Expand and let the breath move along the spine. With every exhalation, let the residues of the mind, of the body, of the muscles get pulled out of your body. As you keep your eyes closed, would you listen to the sound of the bowl that I'm playing? Let it sink into your brain. Feel yourself relaxed deeply. Now, can you take your attention to the lower abdomen? Take a deep inhalation from there. Inhale. Exhale into the lower abdomen. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly, let your attention move to your navel. As you inhale from the navel with its small little imaginary hole, you are inhaling into it and you are exhaling into your navel. See how the belly button moves in when you inhale, how it is belly button swell out when you inhale and it goes in when you exhale. One more time in the navel. Take a deep breath in and take your attention all the way to your chest. Inhale from the chest and exhale into the chest. One more shower of exhalation to your heart. Let your heart get drenched with the exhalation that you are pouring into it. Inhale and exhale. Now, slowly move your attention all the way up to the spine and let it rest in the midsection of the brain. The area of the reptilian brain, and just pour a cool exhalatory shower over it. Let it just relax and get drenched. Stay here for a moment with inhalation and exhaling into the midsection of your brain. Be with your breath. Inhale and exhale. Now, slowly I ask you to rub your palms against each other and cup your eyes. As you cup your eyes, stay there for some time. Inhale and again exhale into the eyes. And slowly look down and look up. So, this was the experience I wanted to give. All talks, no experience doesn't make the session effective. I hope you could relate to it. I will really be happy to conduct a session on the meditation and yoga nidra, pranayama. There's so much to offer actually to empower you. Now, as we know that wellness is contagious, we want our teacher, the educator who are taking such a heavy responsibility on their shoulders to teach our little ones, to make them the future ready.
Yes,
So
Miss
we would
Manisha. Yes, definitely. Just we have gone a little beyond our schedule, but I didn't want you to interrupt the breathing exercise. It was such a calming and useful technique you are giving to our viewers. However, we will now have to bring the session to very close, and I'm afraid that some questions, of course, I have from the participants, but you go on. Just we'll have to wrap it up a little.
Yes, I think that is the only message I wanted to
Yes.
say that, the
Yes.
teachers doesn't only teach the subject, they teach the children. Such an important role you play. I would want to also thank you for doing the job that you are doing with dedication. And I think that's what is required to bring the change we all look forward to. I think with this, I end up today's session. Floor is yours, Dr. Tripti.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So we
Yeah.
have, I'll be able to take at least one or two questions, of course.
Sure.
I will take, and of course, so Chitra is asking that is brain fog a result of stress?
Absolutely. If you have no medication taken, if you're otherwise well and healthy, but you are experiencing brain fog, that yes, you need to check. Maybe
Yes.
you are under pressure. Yes.
Yeah. And then Sharda asked that do we have the wheel of life for young learners also?
Absolutely. But the parameters will be changed a little bit. That can be kind of curated.
Yeah. So we have many more questions, but of course, I will request our audience to please visit our forum sections on the Teachers of Tomorrow platform, and I'll definitely request Miss Manisha Mukundan to give her insight there. I'm sure she won't
I will
disappoint.
love to. I will
Yes.
love to connect and be of some help. Thank you
Yes.
so much.
So
Yes.
thank you so much, Ms. Manisha, for an insightful and empowering sessions. And you have shown us that wellness doesn't always need grand solutions. It can begin with simple practices that keep us grounded, energized, and connected to ourselves, as you did in our breathing session. So, and a heartful thanks to all our wonderful audience for your patience and participations. And it is your curiosity, I would say, that our openness sessions come alive. And on behalf of the Cambridge Teachers of Tomorrow community, we extend our gratitude to Miss Manisha for sharing her wisdom and to all of you for joining us today. So until we meet again, stay connected, stay safe, and let's keep building healthier, happier classrooms and healthier, happier selves. Thank you and have a wonderful evening ahead. And keep breathing.
Thank you.